decision maker, Walters. Well, wait. Oh no, I think really he wants to go by Colin the decider, Walters. Or was it Decisions Are Us Incorporated? Well, we'll just stick with Colin. Please help me welcome to the stage Colin with speech number 2.
All right, I'll do it. Okay, maybe I won't. Okay, yes, I will. But this is it. This is the last one. The final season, and I'm committed 100%. Or is that like 85%? Am I really committed? Again? Commitment. There's that word again. That word that's been ringing in my head for the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. Commitment. Colin, stay focused. We need to make a decision. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guest. I had 2 prominent conversations last week. The first was this ongoing month-long internal battle of this or that, one or the other, to coach or not to coach. And do I want my time? Do I want the obligations? Do I want to have my weekends free? Or do I give up my weekends? Do I give up my time? And do I have a year-long obligation? This or that, one or the other. And now, the thing about coaching is that you really do give a lot. And you give up a lot. You give up your time, you give up your effort, and it's an internal struggle, one way or the other. But for me, personally, it's this or that. It's one or the other. And, sometimes you just sit and you really pause and you think about it and you give it a long, hard effort on what you really want to do, and then something really comes and something happens and the wheels get turning again, and then you get a little bit of momentum. We call it Big Mo, and you got to carry it and you got to move forward with it, and then you realize that, okay, you have that conversation with Spencer, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm not going to do it. And that is my final decision. I will not be coaching with this year. Spencer, I love you. I love you to the death. And there may be no greater feeling than coaching alongside of you. But for this year, I need to make a decision for myself, and I need to fulfill what I'm trying to accomplish. And so, it was one of those conversations that I was dreading, which, by the way, this is the second conversation that I had last week, the other prominent conversation. And this was the conversation that I was truly dreading. It was one of those where you walk up to it and your palms are sweating and your heart's racing and it's skipping a beat and your hands are a little bit cold and your fingers stiff and you're not exactly sure why, but it's uncomfortable. It's one of those conversations where you have these 900 different scenarios made up in your head about what could, should, and probably will happen. Those 900 different scenarios that actually never happen, but we stress about them anyways. It was that type of conversation. And that was the conversation I had to have with my best friend Spencer, my friend, my coach, my partner in crime. And we had a lot of good times. We would compete together. We would win championships together. We would travel to tournaments together, and we would get hurt in the pools together, and we would have our players hurt their arms bowling after you specifically tell them, hey fellas, make sure we don't go bowling for the sole purpose of needing our arms to play tomorrow. But what else are you going to do in Port Angeles? There's nothing else to do but bowl. And so, of course, they go bowling, and there's that or eat at Denny's, both of which I did when I was playing, so can't really blame them for that. The thing about it is I was having this conversation with Spencer, and then boom, it was like this lightning, this bolt of lightning went through my body, and this flash went off, and it shot me right back to this gray and gloomy Thursday morning in Pullman. I'm sitting in sport management, 494, kind of slouched into my hard as a rock wooden chair, doing some serious head bobbing, trying to stay awake. And I glance over the wise words by Jim Collins that read, "Genius of the and, not tyranny of the or." Genius of the and, not tyranny of the or. The words rang in my head. It was like a broken record. Genius of the and, not tyranny of the or. Genius of the and, not tyranny of the or. And I look at Spence and said, "Spence, I got it." Colin, Michael, as my mother would say. It's not either or, it's both and more. It's not one or the other. It's not my life or baseball, to coach or not to coach. It's how can I figure out a way to excogitate this opportunity to create this situation to coach and live my life to the fullest. How can I make this possible? And it sure seemed very simple once I had that aha moment. And everything started to become extremely clear and vivid. I said, "Spence, I'm overcomplicating this thing. Charles Wright Academy Baseball starts next month. What am I thinking? I'm never going to be standing on a baseball field again. I still get to do my private lessons. I still get to work with the kids when time allows me to do so. And I would absolutely love to volunteer my time when I have that available. Do all those things, stay on the field, stay with the kids and making an impact, and be able to spend time with my family, my friends, grow and develop personally and professionally at the same time." And it was this cool realization that, once you have that moment of aha, it truly is embedded within you. And it all stemmed from that Sport Management 464 class. Genius of the and, not tyranny of the or. You see, friends, it truly is possible to have the best of both worlds. You just have to excogitate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.